Welcome to the Football Betting Show on Scotty Bet TV. Hope you had a fantastic week and fingers crossed we can win a few quid this weekend. Now we've got some big games coming up this weekend, and we've got Everton versus Manchester United. That's the Sunday kick-off. But before that, Liverpool against Burnley. I'm going to be giving my selections in both of them games. I'm also going to be giving my long shot, my acca, and also my sit of the weekend. I also asked you for your nap of the weekend. A lot of you were in touch. I'm going to be reading a few of them out later on. So without ado, let's get straight into this weekend show. It's very rare that Liverpool have got a 3 p.m. kick-off on a Saturday, but they've got one, and they host Burnley at Anfield. Burnley 12-1. Is that too big? Well, if you're looking at Burnley's away record this season, you would stick a couple of quid on Burnley, wouldn't you? They've got 3 points away at Chelsea. Also took a point in the last minute away at Tottenham. So there's 2 big games they've taken 4 points from. So they'll fancy themselves at Anfield, won't they? But if you're looking at Burnley's records at Anfield, it really is shocking. 1 win in the last 23. So I'm sure that Liverpool 1-4 are going to be in everyone's accumulators, trebles and fourfolds, aren't they, this weekend? Liverpool impressive at home. I just think this is a cagey one for me, and I wouldn't be putting the mortgage on it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe both teams to score and Liverpool to win, best price at 2-1. So if you're looking for a bit of value, I'd Robbie Brady to be booked. I think it's a good bit of value. Being booked twice already this season out of 4 games. 5-1, I think that's a bit of value in the match. But apart from that, both teams to score, Liverpool to win, 2-1. Bit skinny for me. Robbie Brady to be booked, 5-1. Bit of an old boys reunion at Old Trafford this weekend as Everton play Manchester United at Old Trafford. Manchester United best priced at 2-5, Everton 11-1. Now if you were looking on Thursday's match at Everton against Atlanta, you'd stick another 0 on the end of that one for Everton, wouldn't you? Absolute abysmal display, and everyone is going to be fancying Manchester United, the form they are in. Flying in the league, it's first versus 16th. I know it's early days in the Premier League, but if you're looking at the 2 teams on paper, Manchester United should be winning this one. Manchester United have scored 12 goals already this season. Everton haven't had 12 shots on target. So Manchester United look an absolute banker, don't they? So let's look for a bit of value in this one. Well, we all know that Everton are very narrow the way they play, no wingers, and Manchester United in turn have crossed the ball into the box more than any other team in the Premier League this season. So I'd expect Mkhitaryan and Valencia to be whipping balls into the box, and that could leave Cuco Martina, who will probably play at right back, left isolated. And I think at 5-1, that represents a bit of value in that. Cuco Martina to be booked, 5-1, get on. Throwing the dice once more, and it's our both teams to score on the accumulator. 4 games. We were very unlucky last weekend, wasn't he? 3 out of 4. Let's hope we can go one further this weekend. Cardiff versus Sheffield Wednesday is an interesting one. Really like the look of that for both teams to score. Nottingham Forest versus Wolves. Also Walsall versus Peterborough. And Wickham versus Luton. There's my 4 games. If you didn't get them down, they'll flash up on the screen now. Good luck. Watford are in my long shot this weekend. I just think they represent a bit of value, especially at 17-2, 8.5-1. Very strong at home, Watford, aren't they, under the new manager, Silva. Manchester City have also had that big Champions League game during the week. Yeah, it was a bit of a stall for them, but it was still a game. Well, Watford have had a free week. Now, if you're looking at bets in this one, my bit of value is Watford to score over 1 goal in the second half. They do come to the fore in the second half. I've checked out the stats. Scores in second half goals in 3 of the last 4 matches. So you'd expect them to be fitter, while Manchester City could be on the way in from that flight during the week. So I just think a bit of value in that. Watford to score over 1 goal in the second half, best priced at 8-1. Now it's Scotty's third time. Now before I give you my nap of the weekend, I asked for yours on our social media channels. You've got in touch on our Facebook and Twitter. I'll just briefly glance through the best shouts of the weekend. A lot of anger from Everton fans, so they're all tipping Manchester United and Lukaku to do the business. First up, Ian 1878, Lukaku hat-trick. David Dyer, Lukaku to score in both halves. John Skinley, Lukaku anytime goal scorer, 4-5. 3 or more, 14-1. Firmino goal scorer for Ahmed. And we've also got Dave's been in touch. Tottenham and Liverpool both to score 3 or more. Good luck with that one. Harry Watt, Lukaku to score 2 or more. Kapua, yellow card from Adam Greenhouse. Good luck with that one. Stephen Galloway, Dundee at home, 2-1. Drozino, Sutton, Stephen. Also Dave Marney, Chris Wood anytime, 4-1. That's with Bet365. That's a lot of popular, that Chris Wood, for a lot of punters out there. Wayne Brown, Manchester United again. Ian Kelly says Leicester, Chelsea double. He fancies that one. Atty McKenna, Lukaku, Firmino and Jay Rodriguez, anytime goal scorer treble, 8-1. Good luck with that one, Anthony. And also Jack Nesbitt, that's the Manchester United Watford game, he's tipping Otamendi yellow card. I also put it out there on our Facebook page as well. You've been in touch once more. Just briefly go through a couple of these before I give my nap of the weekend. Barry Kidd says Manchester United is a cert. Gary Turpin, Lukaku 2 or more, and Manchester United over 3.5 from Sam Robertson. Now it seems very, very popular that Lukaku and Manchester United are going to be cleaning up this weekend. If it doesn't happen, the bookies are going to be in the Maldives. So good luck if anyone's having a bet on Manchester United and Lukaku this weekend. Just finally, John Crucius has been in touch on our Facebook page. He says Leicester at Huddersfield is an absolute knocker to him. It also pains him to say, being a Liverpool supporter, Chris Wood to score first against us at 14s with Bet365 is a huge error, given we concede very easily. On a separate note, he also tips Wenger to be out the door next at 20-1. Now that's where my cert is this weekend. It's at Arsenal and it's against Chelsea. And it's going to be a fierce rivalry between these two sides, we know, don't we? Chelsea and Arsenal in the past. There's been 5 red cards in the last 7 fixtures between these two sides. I think it'll boil over. And I just think that 11-4 on a red card in this match, I think it's an absolute cert. And the 6-1 against an Arsenal player to be red cards as a 2, I just think that represents a bit of value. But 11-4, a red card in the Arsenal-Chelsea match, that's my say to the weekend. And that's it for this weekend's show. The very best of luck wherever you're deciding to put your money this weekend, whether it's a first goal scorer, accumulator, or even a couple of yellow cards that we fancied this weekend. Thanks for everyone for being in touch and on Nap of the Weekends. More of them next weekend. Best of luck, and I'll see you next week on the Football Betting Show.